Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, Vanamali Govinda Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are audible, Prabhu.
Okay.
1 minute, Prabhu. Sorry, Prabhu, I got a little bit distracted. I was away from the phone. Not sure how long you are waiting. Sorry for that, Prabhu.
Just I joined 2 minutes back, Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna, we can start, Prabhu.
Yes, we can start.
Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam. Welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Today we are very glad and pleased to have the association of His Grace Vanamali Govinda Prabhu, who will be sharing the nectar from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto number 5, chapter number 26, sloka number 24 and 25. Prabhuji, over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. We'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। So, description of the hellish planets is the chapter entitled 5.26, 24 and 25. Two shlokas. I will share the screen. ये त्व इह वै स्वगर्दभा पतयो ब्राह्मणादयो मृगया विहार अतीर्थे च मृगान् निघ्नन्ति तान् अपि सम्परेताल् लक्ष्यभूतान् यमपुरुष इषुभिर्विध्यन्ति. So we'll go to translation and purport directly. If in this life a man of the higher classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya and Vaishya, is very fond of taking his pet dogs, mules or asses into the forest to hunt and kill animals unnecessarily, he is placed after death into the hell known as Pranarodha. There the assistants of Yamaraj make him their targets and pierce him with arrows. In the Western countries especially, aristocrats keep dogs and horses to hunt animals in the forests. Whether in the West or the East, aristocratic men in the Kali Yuga adopt the fashion of going to the forest and unnecessarily killing animals. Men of the higher classes, the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, should cultivate knowledge of Brahman, and they should also give the Shudras a chance to come to that platform. If instead they indulge in hunting, they are punished as described in this verse. Not only are they pierced with arrows by the agents of Yamaraj, but they are also put into the ocean of pus, urine and stool described in the previous verse. ये त्व इह वै दाम्भिका दम्भयज्ञेषु पशून् विशशन्ति तान् अमुष्मिल् लोके वैशसे नरके पतितान् निरय पतयो याति त्व vishashanti. A person who in this life is proud of his eminent position and who heedlessly sacrifices animals simply for material prestige is put into the hell called Vishashana after death. There the assistants of Yamaraj kill him after giving him unlimited pain. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yogo Brishto Vijayate. Because of his previous connection with Bhakti Yoga, man is born into a prestigious family of Brahmanas or aristocrats. Having taken such a birth, one should utilize it to perfect Bhakti Yoga. However, due to bad association, one often forgets that his prestigious position has been given to him by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he misuses it by performing various kinds of so-called yajnas like Kali Puja or Durga Puja, in which poor animals are sacrificed. How such a person is punished is described herein. The word Dambha Yajneshu in this verse is significant. If one violates the Vedic instructions while performing yajna and simply makes a show of sacrifice for the purpose of killing animals, he is punishable after death. In Calcutta, there are many slaughterhouses where animal flesh is sold that has supposedly been offered in sacrifice before the goddess Kali. The Shastras enjoin that one can sacrifice a small goat before the goddess Kali once a month. Nowhere is it said that one can maintain a slaughterhouse in the name of temple worship and daily kill animals unnecessarily. Those who do so receive the punishments described herein. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमा ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So welcome to devotees for the Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya, and in today's shloka we like to describe a little bit about what uh, happens if a devotee neglects a great opportunity of getting to do devotional service and doesn't take the full advantage which he has obtained, and also about what is the law of karma, which has been the major part of the discussion in this shlokas. One who does bad activities and gets hellish planets. So, is there any implication for us as a sadhaka? Uh, and finally, a little bit on Narottam Das Thakur, as it is his disappearance day. So I sincerely pray to all my Shiksha Gurus and teachers so that I can repeat in Parampara, and I also request all the assembled devotees online to kindly pray so that I can speak for the pleasure of the Lord, for my own purification and for the pleasure of the devotees. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayati girim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So as we see uh, uh, in the shloka number 25, Prabhupada starts the purport telling that Suchinam Srimatam Gehe Yogo Brashto Vijayate. Because of his previous connection with Bhakti Yoga, a man is born into a prestigious family of Brahmanas or aristocrats. However, if he forgets or due to bad association, one often forgets that his prestigious position has been given to him and he misuses it, then he is very very unfortunate and gets diverted from his original path. So often there is a tendency in a sadhaka, a conditioned soul, to to become complacent. So complacent in the sense, bhakti is very attractive in the beginning, and as time goes it becomes little difficult to maintain. It is becoming difficult to be determined, and it is difficult to take any further step, to take some vows or resolutions, and steadily progress and complete the business in this one lifetime, is it not? Hmm? Prabhupada says that don't make the spiritual master come again. He's a third class disciple if he makes his spiritual master come again to rescue him from this material world. So one may also feel that, oh, this devotee is very nice, but I may take some time, and there is nothing wrong. After all, I am also going to spiritual world. After one or two births, I am coming. Prabhu, Mataji, please go ahead. You are very nice. You are very enthusiastic. You have gifted skills from Krishna, and I may take some time. Don't force me. We should not force in bhakti, and one may go little slackened and casually. That can be such a chance or a thought process which may be going on in a conditioned soul. Mm. Because bhakti is not so much attractive as it was before, and one has to put a more effort, and it becomes little difficult unless we don't get sufficient motivation. So what he gives as an argument, he tells or she tells that Prabhu, anyway, Bhakti quota is there after 20 percentage of progress or 30 percentage of progress. Anyway, I will start from 21 or 31 from the next life. So it is a okay, I will go slowly, you can go fast. But there is one problem in this approach. Can anybody guess what is the problem? So the question is, if somebody thinks that Prabhu or Mataji, please you go ahead, I will come, I will take some more time, maybe I will take one more birth or two more births, but I will be also coming and meeting you in the spiritual world. Please don't force me to come and finish the business in this particular lifetime. I have some little more material desires to fulfill. Or I know material desires are bad, but then what to do? I have no other option. Somehow my anarthas are strong, and I know it. I know it. Let me take my time and maybe a little more time to come back to spiritual world. Is there any problem in this approach? If yes, what is the problem?
It's a big problem, Prabhuji,
Uh-huh.
because degradation of Kali Yuga is so fast, and
Mm,
when we take next birth, maybe it may be after 1 lakh years or 2 lakh years, we don't know, and we will not have any Vaishnavas, or we will not have any Vaishnava association that time.
mm,
So even now it is so difficult to practice bhakti with the association of devotees,
mm.
and it is unimaginable in the absence of Vaishnava association how we can practice bhakti. It is very difficult.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Sankarshan Priya Prabhu. And also our mm, Sunirmal Radhapati Prabhu is sharing that we may fall down to lower births, Yeah, the one who is initiated and one who is chanting the holy names and sincerely trying to follow may not necessarily fall down to lower births, but Krishna surely he guarantees that if you stop at 30%, you will start at 31%. But Krishna does not guarantee the time and circumstances in which you will come back to start from 31 percentage. As very rightly said by Sankarshan Priya Prabhu, that the spiritual credits will be permanent, it cannot be deleted. But the situation in which we will start from 31 is will be so dangerous, and so we are risking ourselves, and that's why it is very, very dangerous to take a risk to come back again in this material life. We should always be on the verge of on the urgency of finishing the business in this one lifetime, and that is why it is very, very important not to take lightly the situation and the opportunity which we have got now. Prabhupada always tells, remember your past before coming to Krishna consciousness. Be grateful that how you were before coming to Krishna consciousness and how your life has changed now. So that gratitude will fuel the urgency to go ahead, the propel always ahead. So never take into complacency. Once His Holiness Bhakti Vigyan Goswami Maharaj had come, that there is a tendency in a devotee to be in a comfort zone. Comfortably we'll go for yatra, comfortably we'll do our services, comfortably let us have our material arrangements. Then at the end what we'll achieve is not Krishna but comfort. So what will we do with that comfort? We will take another birth and suffer in this material world. So the whole idea is not to achieve comfort, but to have the urgency to go back home, back to Godhead. And that is why here a Brahmana or aristocratic person is having a tendency to forget Krishna and to misuse the gift given by the Lord. So the sense of urgency is very, very important. I am sure you would have heard that story of a person who is falling down in a well, and above there is a lion or a tiger and below there is a python waiting to kill him, or even the branch in which he is holding and hanging on is about to get broken because the rats are eating, which are signifying day and night, and the honeybees are biting him, but he is busy drinking the honey and the which is falling from the honeycomb. So that is the nature of a conditioned soul. He forgets his imminent death, his imminent dangerous position, and he becomes busy in sense gratification, so or fulfilling the material desires. So in that sense we should always be in a situation to cultivate urgency, and that is why Shastras sometimes gives this description of hellish planets and fear approach. Actually the approach of fear is not the topmost approach. The fear approach is the lowermost. After fear there is desire, and then duty, and then finally love. So the platform of love is the best platform to practice devotional service. As we see that if you do not go to Mecca or Masjid and Friday namaz, there is a punishment in the Muslim religion. So that is on the platform of fear. However, we in Sanatana Dharma we don't force, but that doesn't mean that it should not happen only. It starts from the lowermost platform of fear, and time, place, and circumstances we need to see what is needful for the person to progress. So the idea is very clear that we need to keep ourselves always in the urgency mode to finish the business in this material world. So that was the first thing which we wanted to discuss based on the 25th purport of Srila Prabhupada's. And
Hare
now,
Krishna Prabhu, that's why Dandavad Pranam. Srila Prabhupada repeatedly tells, make this life the last birth, and never aim for getting again birth in the next life. So repeatedly we are hearing it, no Prabhu, Srila Prabhupada, make this birth is the last.
correct. Yeah. However, why I was emphasizing, thank you, Uttara Mataji. but we take it little complacent tendency comes into devotees, na? So we should Srila Prabhupada told not only make this birth as last, we should chant in such a way that we have only 7 seconds or few seconds as if this is our last day. Shri Parikshit Maharaj had 7 days in his quota, but we don't know how many days we have. But Srila Prabhupada says in one lecture that we behave as if we have 7,000 years to go in this lifetime. So that should be the urgency which we should have on a daily basis, and obviously with the guidance of senior devotees. But that urgency is very, very favorable for our spiritual progress.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So now, when Srila Prabhupada regarding these hellish planets, as we are describing, Prabhupada is describing in this purports that reminds of one story that one person was coming and describing the origin of the universe, and how he was technically trying to say that such chemicals were there, and then originally there was a big bang, and then the entire universe came into existence, and Prabhupada was simply patiently hearing what he was telling. And when he ended his description, Prabhupada asked immediately, who did that big bang? And he was immediately silent. He was speechless. So this law of karma is very nicely described here in this section, that if you do such a bad activity, then you will have a bad result. So it is nothing but the cause and effect which is being described here in a very simple way. So generally people misunderstand it, that aisa bhi kuch hota hai kya? Is there such something like hellish planets and such ghastly? It appears to be very fantastic and an imaginary, illusory thing. People feel difficult to have faith, but actually it is nothing but cause and effect, the law of karma. We see that how Ajamil could see in front of his own eyes the Yamadutas and the Vishnu Dutas standing, and it was like prosecutors and the defense lawyer, they are standing and fighting for a case, and he was seeing them both, and there was no delay in the result was about to be given, and neither was there a chance of bribing the judge or the lawyers. So the point is that the cause and effect formula was rightly seen by Ajamil in front of his own eyes. So when it was explained uh, by Vishnu Dutas and Yamudutas, actually Ajamil came to know and came to his senses that, Arey, what kind of sins I have done, that I was supposed to be sent to hellish planets, and it is only because of this Vishnu Dutas that I am saved, and I am given a chance to go to Haridwar now, and to do rectification, perform devotional service, and ultimately perfect his life. So when this cause and effect is being described, then it motivates a person to understand that what he has gone through and what could be his future, and in the present he can make a proper decision and reform his lifestyle. And that is why time and again scriptures highlight on these aspects for reminding the conditioned soul that because every saint has a past, and every swindler or a thief has a future. So we also had a past where we might have been going through such sinful activities, and now we have been saved. So we should be very grateful and look forward for a future not to commit it again, and take the bhakti process with utmost care. And what more we can learn is the symptoms of a person who has come from heaven and the symptoms of a person who has come from hell. So such scriptures also describe that very vividly, that a person, and with this we can understand that what kind of progress we are also making. For example, a person who is coming from a heaven He is a charitable person. He's a sweet talker. He is also worshipper of demigods and worshipper of brahmanas. So the person who is having such qualities is a very fruitful candidate for performing devotional service, and he has got all the opportunity. Whereas a person who has come from hell, he his body is full of disease, sharira vyadhi mandira, and he has a bitter tongue. His vachan is a katu vachan, and he has a stealing propensity. So I was just thinking about this katu vachan. Actually, killing the aristocratic people, they enjoy in killing the innocent animals, and that is why they keep horses and dogs. uh, we may not do such gross activity of cruel behavior as a conditioned soul or as sadhaka bhakta, but we may have a subtle propensity of this cruel behavior, and that can come in our vani. As all of us have heard many times, that spilt milk, short arrows, and spoken words can never be retrieved. So, in our Vaishnava circle, we should be very careful not to hurt others by our sharp speech, which can cause pain, and people may remember for many times. There are people who tell that 5 साल पहले, before 5 years, before 10 years, you said like this. So sharp words, hurting words, they literally pierce people's heart, and they feel very bad. So it can break the relationships. It can uninspire people in bhakti. So we need to be extremely careful not to use our tongue or our anger or our anartha in such a way which may hurt people, especially Vaishnavas. Sometimes we have that in our background from our upbringing, that we have been brought up in such a family where the people are generally speaking very strongly, but a Vaishnava culture is of a soft spoken, very sensitive in dealings, as we see time and again in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that how sensitively the devotees deal with each other. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the close associates, they make sure that the other person is feeling very comfortable and pleased in a very sensitive way. So the strong or a bitter tongue can be very difficult, and this is a anartha which is coming because of our past sins which we might have committed. And stealing propensity. There is a person who was having always a stealing propensity, even though he was going for a tirth yatra, char dham yatra, but he was again having that stealing propensity, and he did not steal, but he misappropriated the luggages of people. So the tendency will be there. So why we discuss this characteristics and symptoms of people coming from heaven and hell is basically that some anarthas and tendencies will linger even after we progress in bhakti, because the tendency may take some time to go away. The momentum is still there. So we need to be aware of such things. We should introspect ourselves and keep ourselves guarded, either by associating with such people who have overcome such tendencies, or by hearing lectures to especially work on these deficiencies. Basically, it is the root cause is ignorance of this anarthas. Krishna bhuliya jiva bhogavancha kare, maya tare jhapatiya dhare. So Krishna bhuliya is the effect, and Maya Jhapatiya Dhare is the Maya Jhapatiya Dhare is the effect, and Krishna bhuliya is the cause. So the original cause is we have forgotten Krishna, and that is why we need to always keep our sadhana, our sambandha gyan intact. Otherwise, it can be difficult to overcome. The root cause of ignorance can be overcome only by sambandha jnana, always hearing. Srila Prabhupada time and again tells, out of the 9 limbs of devotional service, not chanting but the hearing is the most important, because by good hearing we can also chant nicely. Otherwise, our chanting will become mechanical, And Bahu Janma Yadi Kari Shravana Kirtana, Tabutana Paye Krishna Pade Premadhana. By doing offenses, and because these anarthas will lead to offenses, and with these offenses, our Shravana Kirtana will be ineffective. So we should hear very nicely from bona fide spiritual master, from right sources, and try to work on rectifying this anarthas which are coming. And yeah, there is also one shloka in Srimad Bhagavatam which compares that the law and although we compared the law of karma with cause and effect, but the cause and effect is not so precise as the modern scientist or the philosophers they have to say the cause and effect. But the law of karma is very, very precise. It is so precise that the comparison is given of a cow and a calf. A cow very, very much finds out the calf, wherever the calf may be in the herd of many other calves, but a mother cow knows where is her calf. And if she finds out, there may be a delay, but ultimately she will find out. Similarly, the karma will find out his victim. The law of karma is so precise, one cannot, and that's why Krishna also unnecessarily does not interfere. We may say that, oh, now I am into bhakti, I can disobey the traffic rules, I can just barge inside, and it is all transcendental, Prabhu. For the transcendental cause, let us do like this, or sometimes speak lie with devotees. So we should not unnecessarily use such privileges to break the laws of the material world. Rather, we should abide by it more carefully and precisely. One temple president was traveling in a train and his book ticket was not booked actually, and he came to know a little later, and his assistant told that, okay, we will just do some manipulation when the ticket checker came. But the president was a very genuine person, and he told, no, whatever the fine has, we will ready to pay, and please do not do any manipulation. And when the TT came, he gave the fine and did the needful. Otherwise, the assistant was prompting him that we can do such manipulation and get away with the fine. So we should not unnecessarily meddle with the material laws, because Krishna is seeing our attitude. To the degree we are abiding to the laws of the nature, the laws of the karma, to that degree Krishna is pleased, and then he can interfere in the laws of karma. So that is up to Krishna's will. We should not take the law of karma in charge and do whatever is needed in our favor by our own whimsical attitude. So further, the analogy of the cow and calf. The cow, as soon as sees a newborn calf, she licks and cleans the new baby calf from the amniotic fluid and whatever dirt which has been covered the body. So similarly, Krishna will take care of all our anarthas, because Krishna is Bhakta Vatsala, and Krishna can actually cleanse our anarthas. Hridayantosthohi abhadrani vidhunoti surat satam. He will personally come and clean all the dirt in our heart. So, as I might have mentioned before also in my discussions, that in Krishna consciousness we should not focus on anartha. Oh Prabhuji, I am a fallen soul. Oh Mataji, I am a fallen soul. I am so fallen. I cannot do this service. Oh, I have no hopes. I don't know what vows and resolutions I can take in Kartik month. I take, but I am not able to fulfill. Last year also I failed miserably. So better don't keep only. And this kind of negative thought process may appear sometimes artificially humility, but our focus should be on Krishna. How many ever anarthas we may harbor, that is okay, but our focus should be on Krishna. Krishna can remove any anarthas and purify any amount of anarthas which I may have. So let us focus on the power and strength of Krishna, ability to remove the anarthas, and be positive, be enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness with the focus on the ability of Krishna's magic which he can do. So that is Krishna consciousness. If our focus shifts to anartha consciousness, then that is mixed bhakti, that is not pure bhakti. So we should always have this consciousness that Krishna may take some time, like the cow is taking some time, but he is capable of cleansing us from all the anarthas, and the holy name in the form of Krishna, non-different from Krishna, is coming and going to cleanse. That much faith we should have, Shraddha we should have, and that Shraddha is the main important thing in bhakti. What differentiates in a progressive devotee and a slow progressive devotee, a fast and a slow, is the amount of Shraddha, especially the attitude and the Shraddha with which he does the activities. The activities are simple: chanting, dancing, feasting, services. They are not some rocket science, but with which Shraddha which we do, that will decide. So Ajamil's transformation is very instructive here when it comes to attitude and Shraddha. When Ajamil was seeing the cause and effect, the law of karma being discussed between Vishnu Dutas and Yamadutas, he immediately inspired the repentance, and he made a rectification plan that now I will go to Haridwar and perfect my life by chanting the holy names. If holy name is so powerful that if I just chanted Narayana, it could relieve me from so many sinful activities, then what if I sincerely, devotionally, in a service attitude, chant the holy names? So there is an acronym which has been made by a speaker to imbibe this rectification and repentance of Ajamil in a sadhaka's life like us, and that is a rugged formula, RAGAD. So what is this rugged formula? R stands for regretting or repenting Ajamila. He saw the case being discussed. So when we also sometimes see that, oh, I had done such a mistake, but I was saved by my senior. I am suffering from this anartha, but still Krishna is forgiving me and giving again and again chance. What a fortune I have, what I was before and what I am now. It's a complete new life. In such a grateful stage when we are, then we are going to attract the mercy of the Lord. If we don't remain grateful, then we will uh, not attract the mercy of the Lord. So regretting or repenting Ajamila. A for awareness. We should be always aware of the opportunities and the mercy and the help which we are receiving. We should always appreciate the devotees. Always there are situations where some wrong or depressive things may be seen, but our focus should be on good things, because this material world is filled with faults. What is the use of finding a fault ourselves? Let us find something good which Krishna has given for us, an opportunity to progress, always looking for newer opportunities, always finding that how I can now progress from this stage, a given stage. Although the situation may be very depressive, but holding the hand of very devotees who are very optimistic, who are very encouraging, always keeping their association and keeping ourselves self motivated. Because after some time, when we get initiated, first initiation, second initiation, and then after that, what? Vanaprastha is far, or sannyas may be very far. We may feel a very big gap in our progress. Then we have to keep ourselves self motivated. Sometimes Bhakti Vriksha leader will keep a good follow up of us, but then we only will be given services to lead some things. So then we have to understand the need of keeping ourselves self motivated by associating with those devotees who are very motivated and doing our sadhana nicely. Especially in Kartik month, we can take some resolutions and share, so that that will keep us going on in our bhakti life. So A for awareness, for opportunities, and G for grateful. Yeah, along with repentance and rectification, regression, we also have to be grateful for what we have received so far, and patiently performing bhakti, which will attract the mercy of Krishna. So actually, even the problems, if they come in life, we should gratefully accept it as a mercy of the Lord, because Krishna says, for bhakta it is the problems which come are not exactly the karma, but I personally give the problems to inspire them to take bhakti more seriously. Brahma also prays that to in the 10th canto 14th chapter 8th shloka, that how tatve nukampam susamikshamano bhunjana evatmakritam vipakam ridvagvapurбhir vidadhan namaste jivet yo mukti pade sadaya bhag. The one who patiently suffers the reactions and the problems which comes in one life, thinking as is one's own karma, the result of one's own karma, and does not blame Krishna for that, and if thanks Krishna that actually more problems should have come, but it has come in a token form, he becomes a qualified candidate to receive the mercy of the Lord. So in such a grateful state we can always program, because gratitude is the fertilizer in which the bhakti lata will grow very swiftly. On the other hand, we think, oh, what did devotees do for me, what did ISKCON do for me? Huh? After 10 years and 5 months and 3 weeks of chanting Hare Krishna, what at all I got? If such is our state of mind, then our bhakti progress will be stunted, and it may be obstructed for a while, if not completely blocked. So that is G for great gratitude and being grateful. Another A is for appreciating appreciation of the holy names. As we see that Ajamil got so much delivered by just chanting unknowingly, inoffensively the holy names. So this holy name is a very great uh, benediction in Kali Yuga, and we can chant and make ourselves always improving our japa. We should try to hear some japa seminars or associate with those who have taste in chanting. And finally, D for being determined. There will be obstacles, there will be challenges in our bhakti, but being determined to progress, determined to fight our own anarthas, can also be a resolution which we can take. And following this RAGAD, rugged formula, we can rejuvenate our devotional service from this Ajamil section. So we need to take the process very seriously, and yeah, people are so in short, just to revise what we discussed in brief, we discussed about how Krishna is guaranteeing that whatever spiritual progress we made, we will start from the same in the next life. However, if our attitude is to go on postponing and being complacent, then Krishna does not guarantee what will be the situation in which we will be in our next life. So we better to always have a notion to finish the business in one lifetime and not to postpone it, not to go in comfort zone. That was one thing. Then we saw that what are the four qualities of three qualities of a person coming from heaven or hell, to assess ourselves, to introspect ourselves, and always rectify and improve. So those who come from heaven, they are charitable, they are sweet talker, or they are worshipper of demigods and brahmanas. So the one he will have a lot of attraction for devotees. It's actually when a pure devotee, when an elevated senior devotee come, we should be very much grateful. We should be eager to hear from them, learn from them, meet them personally, and learn some lessons how we can overcome our problems. Whereas a person who comes from hellish planets, he has a diseased body, he has a bitter tongue, very katu vachana, and he has a stealing propensity. So these things can help us to understand that what are such tendencies we may be harboring, which may denote our past, and not get depressed with it, but to make a plan, solid plan to improve upon it. Because the root cause is Krishna Bhuliya, Jiva Bhogavancha Kare, Maya Tare, Jhapatiya Dare. Pashe tere maya tare jhapati adre. So the root cause is of all our anarthas is ignorance and the forgetfulness of Krishna. So we have to make a solid plan of improving our sadhana in Sambandha Gyan, is what we also discussed. And then we gave analogy of cow and a calf, that how a cow finds out her calf very much flawlessly amongst the herd of many calves, similarly the karma will find out its victim, even though the victim may try to cheat, you know. So one example I heard was a military officer. He was traveling in a train, and he was trying to do some cheating. Actually, the train got derailed, and many people died because of some bogies which were derailed. So what he did is, as an insurance, he had a he knew that if I keep my card, identity card, in somebody else who died, so that person's dead body can be claimed as my dead body, and I can claim lot of money in the refund from the government, and then I can retire and have a peaceful life. So he did that, and actually he succeeded in his plan also somehow. But after 9 years, in the village where he settled and he was doing business, there came a terrorist attack, and the police inquiry came, and all the villagers were called for inquiry, and he was also one of them. Finally, the police found out this is a dead person, he is alive here, and they found out the history that he has done some cheating, and finally he was given a lifetime imprisonment. So the law of karma is very strict. If not immediately, at a certain period of time, it will find out. As we also see, that in Bhagavatam there are 11 sakshis, the 8 directions, the wind, the sun, the moon. So similarly, we cannot do any sinful activity thinking that after all nobody is seeing. See, Krishna is always seeing. Like Kanakadas was able to see that nowhere is a place where I can eat this banana. So everywhere the Lord's presence is there. If that vision we get, and with that vision, if we do our devotional service, always conscious of our spiritual master, Krishna, and then do the devotional service, then we can get rid of our anarthas and progress very swiftly. And Krishna also, like the cow, takes care of, cleanses the calf. Krishna personally cleanses our anarthas, and this motivates us that how Bhaktavatsala is Krishna. So thinking this as our strength, and not too much focusing on our anartha, can be indication that we are on a pure devotional platform. If we too much focus on our anarthas and our past and our limitations, then that is mixed devotion. So finally we saw about the RAGAD acronym, regretting or repenting ajamil, being aware of the opportunities which we have, being grateful, G for grateful, and fueling our bhakti by acting, by harboring the attitude of gratitude, and A for appreciation of what we have received, of the devotees around, and not focusing on the faults of this material world, and finally being determined to fight our anarthas and the obstacles which will keep coming in the bhakti path. So after describing about this short note on Narottam Das Thakur, as it is his disappearance day today, Srila Narottam Das Thakur is a very great personality of Gaudiya Vaishnava Acharya in our Guru Shishya Parampara, and he is known for writing many Vaishnava songs, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally blessed him with putting the Krishna Prema in the Padma river. That a great personality will come, although he could not meet him personally, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew that a very great personality will come. And he, as soon as Narottam Das Thakur bathed in the river, he got the ecstatic symptoms of being progressive in Krishna consciousness. And His Grace Amarendra Prabhu tells that as Narottam Das Thakur, when bathed in Padma river, got the Krishna Prem, the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we, if we bathe in the purports of Srila Prabhupada, then we also will receive the Krishna Prema. So although yes, many things we can say, but it is 8:07 now, so some time we'll keep for discussion, question answer, and I have also to go for Harinam Sankirtan, as it is Saturday today. So if there are any discussions or some clarifications, we'll take, and thankful to Sankarshan Priya Prabhu for giving this opportunity to share something from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. You
Hare
discussed
Krishna.
verse 24 or what? Because we all joined late, we had our Bhagavata.
Both 24 and 25 we discussed.
Yes, Prabhu. Both you have discussed.
Yeah. 24 was having a little shorter purport. 25 was bigger. Maybe that is why Sankarshan Prabhu gave both. I was grateful for that.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you for the wonderful. Although we joined late, we got the benefit by your summarizing. We got the points.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you very much for wonderful class, Prabhuji. Today in another class, I heard one analogy. So one devotee was asking, we see a lot of rich people or this businessman or political class people committing a lot of sin, and how do we know that they don't go through any punishment? So Prabhuji gave very nice analogy, Prabhu. Like when a child commits small mistake, the mother or father or the relative, they give some small punishment at home. Whereas the same child, as she or he grows up, when they commit bigger mistakes, like some criminal activities, etc., the law of the nation or the law of the land comes into picture. The police take them to the judicial custody, and then they give punishment. So similarly, when the a living being commits small mistake, they get punishment here with the lower authority in this world. Whereas when they commit a big mistake, and then these authorities, it is beyond their limit, and they go to the hellish planet and they go to significant, punishment, and which we may not be able to see, but that's a fact. Like he was giving this analogy, which I could easily relate. I just thought of sharing that because it's a very relevant verse.
Thank you. Very nice. Yeah. So that Shastra Chakshu we should have always. And as it is written, actually there are many personalities. There is one devotee who actually saw Yamadutas face to face. And first of all, he saw Laws of Nature book of Srila Prabhupada, and he could relate that these are the same personalities, I saw them. And then he started, and he was saying that I'm sure now that I'm going to hell. And he took up to chanting very seriously. So there are many such occasions where devotees have seen in ICU bed Yamadutas coming. So with this and with the especially Shabda Praman, we should develop faith and not keep our inspiration on this fear platform. But sometimes in our preaching we may need to tell this because there are people who may get inspired on a fear platform and take up to bhakti. So enakena prakarana, the end result should be they should take up to devotional service, whether on a fear or a duty or desire or love platform. We can as a preacher, it's our duty to see what is the needful. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Any other questions from any other devotees? Thank you, Prabhuji. We will end today's session with the Vaishnava.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। थैंक यू। हरे कृष्ण।
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। जय गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल। Session. Tomorrow we will have class in the temple from 8:30. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Pranam.